Number one for music, Cool FM. It's Pete Snodden in the morning with Pete Palo and Rebecca. Gary Lightbody's in LA, joined us on the show this morning.
Hey.
Hello, Pete. How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. Good to chat. It's early there, very early in the morning. This is your time for sitting up and writing, right?
This is my writing time. 12 midnight till 4 a.m. is the usual time. I don't know why it is, but it just seems to be the best time for me. I do have to keep the guitar down though for my neighbours, so I'm usually playing very gentle guitar. So maybe the next few records are going to be like folk records or something. I don't know.
How have you found lockdown in terms of inspiring you to write? Has it been difficult?
I went into the reason why I came out to LA in the first place was I came out to write on an album, and a few weeks after that, lockdown happened here, and lockdown happened everywhere. I was already writing quite a lot, and I was just same as everybody around the world, sort of stuck in the house. So I was very lucky. I spoke to quite a few of my friends over the last 5 months, and various songwriter friends of mine have had kind of various different experiences where they just couldn't write at all. And I think if I was in that position where I'd gone into lockdown without already writing, I might have been that very same thing, you know. But I wrote all the way through and still am writing. I think I've written 3 albums and a soundtrack for a TV show that I was working on, and various other things for some other people as well. So it's you know, the lucky thing, the very, very lucky thing about me, and I do not take it for granted at all, is that my job is my hobby. And that is very lucky when I can do it. You know, my life at home is you know, very sort of similar day by day, whether I'm in lockdown or not. And that is a very, very lucky position to be in. Not very many people have that. I realise it's not to be taken for granted.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, you sound in great form. I'm not going to ask you if you miss home, because that would be unfair of me.
I do miss home. I do miss home, though. So, I miss my mum very much, and my sister and my niece, and my pals as well, of course. But I just didn't want to bring anything home with me, so I'm going to wait until things calm down a bit.
Absolutely. So we've been really enjoying your Instagrams. The guys have been, you know, taking the hand out of me on air. Because Thursday night for me was Gary Lightbody night. I used to open a bottle of red. I used to sit down and watch your performances. And a Saturday night's not so much, because I was doing a wee bit on Facebook myself, mixing records on a Saturday night. It sort of clashed, Gary. I've got to be honest with you. If you could have been on a little bit later for me, that would have been better.
Sorry about that, Pete.
But no, we really enjoyed it. Were you surprised by the uptake, by how many people watched you? Because it amazed me. It didn't amaze me. It didn't surprise me. But the amount of countries people were watching from, like, was there any country that wasn't watching you on a Thursday night or a Saturday on Instagram?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't very. It was very early in the morning for Australia, Southeast Asia, that type of region in the world. So maybe not as many people from there. But yeah, it did seem to be a lot of people from all over the world, which was amazing, of course. And you know, I ran out of Snow Patrol songs after a while. I think I played all the Snow Patrol songs that were ever released over the course of the first sort of 2 months of lockdown, and then I had to move to covers. Which, if anybody saw my covers shows, they'll well know that I'm not very good at covers. So it was outside of my wheelhouse, I have to say. But I did my best.
Gary Lightbody's our special guest on the show this morning. More from him next. This is Cool FM. Cool FM. It's Pete Snodden in the morning with Pete Powell and Rebecca. Snow Patrol Empress. Gary Lightbody's our guest on the show today. So we're going to play your new single very shortly. For those people who didn't happen to come across you on Instagram or Facebook, right? Apollo's mum was a massive fan of your Saturday night Fireside Sessions. So on your iPad, you had sort of like a screenshot of a fire, or a wee video of a fire, and you then, with your audience, wrote some music. It just explained the process of writing these songs.
So over about 3 months, just under 3 months, every Saturday, I went on Instagram Live, and whoever were on there, some of the same people came into the sessions every week, but there was people going in and out as well. There was maybe 5,000 people over the course of the hour every week, giving chord suggestions. I would then take those chords and put a melody to them. I'd do 4 melodies, and we'd pick the best one between us, have a vote on it. And then all these sessions, by the way, are still up on our Instagram. You can go to our IGTV and have a look at any of the sessions. The new single is Saturday Songwrite 8. That was in week 8, if anybody's interested. There's also a little brief kind of synopsis video of it that just went up on our Instagram there. If anybody wants to actually see the process, it's very similar every week. Then I'd ask for lyrics, and people would give lyrics for about 25 minutes. I'd write as many down as I could, and then I'd go offline for about an hour, put it all together, and into a song, and then come back on live an hour later and play the song. So it kind of went like that each week. Sometimes it was slightly more than an hour, but it was usually about an hour to put it together. And we got 12 songs in 11 weeks. So it was enough for an album, but we're bringing out an EP today, with Ian Archer, amazing producer from Bangor, put it all together. And it was a long process because everybody's in a different city and town. Yeah. All the rest of the band are scattered around the UK and Ireland, and various other musicians were scattered around as well. And obviously I'm in LA. So Ian was working 20-hour days, some days, putting this together for weeks upon end. And he did an extraordinary job producing this record. So that was for 5 songs. It took maybe a month to do it. So we had it done the whole album. It might have taken a really, really long time. So we decided to put it on EP instead.
Well, listen, it sounds great. The money's going to charity, right? So give us the reason for this particular charity and what they do. Yeah,
all the money's going to the Trussell Trust, and it's not just obviously the band share. The record company very kindly put it at zero. So the very first record bought on day one today, the money will go to the Trussell Trust. So it says all proceeds, but technically it's all money from the sales will go to the Trussell Trust. They support food banks across the UK. They do an amazing job trying to fight poverty across the UK, and we just felt that at this time that was a very good cause, and they're a fantastic organisation, fantastic charity.
Well, listen, we're just sitting in awe here thinking about the amount of albums that you've got away during lockdown or whatever, because lockdown for a lot of us hasn't been particularly, how can you put it, inspiring or made our creative...
productive.
Creative juices flow, but it's certainly working for you, mate.
Well, I mean, if I could wish for anything, it would be that we're all out of this situation that we're in, you know what I mean? I'd give up the 3 albums if we could have our lives back to normal again, all of us.
I'm just actually thinking the last concert we were actually at before all of this.
That's actually right.
Before all of this started was Snow Patrol Reworks at the Waterfront Hall in December. That was the last gig that we went to.
I know, it'll roll on more gigs coming. I'm sure you're missing the live. The live. I know you love songwriting, but I'm sure you miss the live performances.
Yeah. Of course, and we love doing that rework tour, and we finished up in Belfast, we want to be doing gigs as soon as possible, but we want to make sure it's safe as well for everybody too. So might not be this year, but we'll definitely be stuff coming up next year. We'll be announcing soon enough.
So listen, this is a new single. We're going to play it now. It's on the EP, the Fireside Sessions, and all the money goes to the Trussell Trust. Gary, it's always great to chat to you. You sounding great, so I'm glad things are going okay. Don't miss home too much, and we look forward to seeing you back in these shores ASAP.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks, everybody. Take care of yourselves, okay? All the best.
This is
Cool FM.
God, I wish that you could see me. I'm still reaching out to you. To be strange to ashes.
out today. Fireside Sessions EP, Reaching Out to You, Snow Patrol new single. And that, of course, all the proceeds, as Gary said, go to the Trussell Trust. So worthwhile. Go and check out Snow Patrol's website, snowpatrol.com. All the info there. You can buy it from there, or the usual place where you get your songs.
Good tune. That is the last concert we were at, by the way, before lockdown and coronavirus.
Thank you for reminding us of that, Paolo.
Crazy.
I know.
Do you know the worst part of it is I actually think the last one I was at was the one...
We're part.
Yeah.
Was the last
That's what I thought you were talking about.
The last gig you were at?
Because I didn't go to the Christmas one with you guys.
But was that the last gig you were at?
I think so.
Wowee, that's over a year ago now.
I was watching Gary Lightbody's story on Instagram on Wednesday night, and he was talking about how, like, if he ever met Dave Grohl and stuff, he could never sing on the same stage as him and this and that. I'm like, hang on, Gary, you sang with Bono.
Well, that's true, actually. Yeah, Bono and Banger. It doesn't get much weirder than that.
So go and check it out, snowpatrol.com. Get the single, all goes to charity, and first class work if you were on Gary's Saturday Sessions on Instagram and give your opinions and give your vocals and give your chords and your lyrics and all that stuff for those set of songs. So well done.